Hey, thanks so much for tuning into the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth. We are continuing on in the book of Proverbs. We've talked about how, how the enemy attacks us, the political and the just the cultural and world division and unrest, and what wisdom is. Where can we get wisdom from? And all these things. What we have to do is what God has already told us, and is to fear Him, to respect Him, and to have awe and reverence of who our God Creator is. And when we choose to do that, when we choose to seek after Him rather than the things of this world, we will overcome. We will overcome the things of this world. We'll overcome Satan's temptations. We will be wiser and better because of it. And so that's why I'm encouraging all of us to dive into the book of Proverbs, chapter a day. I'm going to be reading a few verses, but again, I want to challenge you to read the entire chapter. And we're going to be in Proverbs chapter 9 today. Maybe you've heard this phrase before: pick your battles, right? Or are you willing to die on this hill? And some of those things. And I think there's obviously wisdom in that. Some things are worth fighting for. Some things are just left better unsaid, or just like, let's not go there. Like, it's not worth it, right? And so I think that there's obviously wisdom in that when it comes to relationships and family dynamics. Absolutely. I want you to think about it this way, though, and I'm sure we've all experienced this as well. When you choose and when you try to correct somebody, when you try to give guidance to somebody and they don't do anything about it. Well, the Bible actually has something to say about that. And I think what I want to pose, this phrase question for all of us to consider is, let's be careful, instead of like the whole pick your battle, or let's be careful on who we are battling, right? And I think that's so important. And so listen to Proverbs chapter 9, starting in verse 7. Anyone who rebukes a mocker will get an insult in return. Anyone who corrects the wicked will get hurt. So don't bother correcting mockers. They will only hate you, but correct the wise and they will love you. Do you see what the Bible just said there? And I think we've all been there. I think we've all, you know, even with good intentions, and tried to, correct or rebuke, but if they're mockers, and if there is somebody that is um, unwilling, I've had many conversations with people, and trying to lead them to discover who God is. But if they've already are mocking God, if they've already, solidified and drawn a line in the sand and saying there is no God or whatever it may be, in the end, I'm only going to get hurt. In the end, they're only going to hate me. And so it's not my job to see like how they're going to respond. No, that's up to them. Now, obviously there's wisdom, and I think we have to take this to heart. Let's not choose to spend all of our time with those people, because in the end, I mean, and through the process, they're only going to hurt you. But if you do that with the wise, if you do that with the people that are teachable, they are going to be wiser because of it. Listen to verse 9. Instruct the wise, and they will be even wiser. Teach the righteous, and they will learn even more. Fear of the Lord, common theme here in the book of Proverbs, is the foundation of wisdom. Knowledge of the Holy One results in good judgment. Wisdom will multiply your days and add years to your life. If you become wise, you will be the one to benefit. If you scorn wisdom, you will be the one to suffer. And so it's pretty clear, on the benefits of wisdom. It's very clear on what the beginning, the foundation of wisdom is, and that goes back to fearing the Lord. And I think, going back to what we had started with, I think it's so important on who you are investing in and who you are pouring, your experience and wisdom in. I think it can be so depleting when you are investing in somebody or a group of people and they just don't do anything about it. They're not motivated. Remember back on Monday, we talked about lazy people, lazy bones, like get up, right, and learn from the ants, these worker bees, and how we need to listen and hear what the Lord has for us, but then we also need to do what God has called us to. He hasn't called us to sit around and be lazy. Like, we've got a job we have to do, and we want to have good judgment. We want to have wisdom. Well, let's listen to the Bible and then do what it says. Hey, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth.